In ManagePro 9.0, the entire resource allocation solution set has been redesigned to directly answer questions that emerge based on what phase you are in the managing resources process. So in this video, I'd like to take you through 3 different views to give you an idea of the tools in ManagePro 9.0 that you can take advantage of. Let's start with the Resource Allocation tab. Double-clicking on a record gets you to a quick overview of key project management fields such as who's assigned, start and due date, status, hours required, and such. We're going to move directly to the Resource Allocation tab. Here you'll find a list of your team members, who's assigned, the start and due date of this particular task, available hours of people throughout that duration, and then the percentage of time they're committed to this task and the number of hours scheduled to work on it. At the bottom you have the fields of the start and due date of the task, the hours estimated for requiring to complete it, and the number of hours you've currently allocated based upon the people you've assigned and the percentage of assignment. By the way, here as you look at different people, you can assign them either based upon percentage. For instance, if I wanted to assign John, I could assign him at 50% for the duration of that task, or I can also schedule him, assign him by a specific number of hours. What's even more helpful for me is the graphic on the right. Let me explain. As you hover your mouse over, for each person, it displays what tasks they're working on and what level of allocation they are for various durations. You'll notice the graphic steps down as their allocation diminishes and increases. And eventually, as they merge or move over to 100% allocation, it turns red. This whole graphic is also configurable or supporting zoom in and zoom out. You can do that by holding the left mouse button down and dragging the cursor to the left or the right to get out to individual days or out to months, quarters, and even years. All of this is designed to quickly help you identify who's available, who's not, what they're assigned to, what they're currently working on, and also have the specific numbers at hand in terms of percentage of allocation and number of hours. The second view I'd like to call attention to is the resource allocation view in the gap or timeline. It addresses a very different question from who's available and who's not. From this perspective, you're addressing the question of, do I have the tasks adequately resourced? Do I have the capacity to complete the work scheduled? You'll notice there's a graph to the upper right here that would be very important as you understand it. Let's go over it briefly. The red line indicates total hours required to complete the displayed tasks. The green indicates your total capacity for your staff. The blue indicates the number of hours the staff have been assigned against these particular tasks. In this graph, you'll notice based upon our red line and the blue overlap, the task is more than adequately resourced, in fact over-resourced. Then late in December, you've got more work scheduled than you currently have people assigned. Final comment, the graph changes based on the scope or time duration you're addressing and who you selected in user drop-down meeting, whether it's your entire team or individuals. The third view I'd like to call your attention to is the Resource Allocation view under the People and Meetings tab. In this view, you'll find a list of the employees you have access to, and on the graph on the right, their relative allocation across various projects, again which you can determine by hovering your cursor over their bar graph. In addition, it actually tracks the specific loading on a particular date range that's specified per each task, as well as an overall allocation loading across the entire date range chosen. You can specify the particular date range by right-clicking, choosing the Set Date Range, then specify the date you wish. And click Refresh. The calculation recalculates. You'll see the date range up at the top, as well as displayed in your graphic with calculation totals. If you need to do a printout, simply click right-click, choose Print option, and it produces an image graphic for you. I hope you found the review, cursory as it is, of the new resource allocation features in ManagePro 9.0 very helpful. And if you need more training, by all means, check out our videos and or call us to schedule your own personal training via our web-based screen sharing program and phone.